Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, on behalf of IntelliSmart and Hack to Skill, I'd like to welcome you all to the introductory session for Instinct 3.0. The agenda and the purpose of this session is to better understand the challenges and to contribute to the power distribution sector. So, how you can digitalize this. And that is exactly what Instinct is precisely all about: innovation in the power distribution sector and transforming India for the good. So, in this session, you will also get to know your mentors even better. You'll get insights from them so that how you can frame your challenges or frame the questions, rather, your problem statements and the ideas that you have in your mind in a more impactful manner and present it accordingly. And along the way, you can also ask any questions that you have in your mind. So, without any further ado, I'd like to hand this over to Rahul Bali from IntelliSmart and he'll take this conversation ahead. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, Abhiraj. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you in Instinct 3.0, the third edition of IntelliSmart and the power distribution sector's leading innovation in hackathon and challenge. This is the third edition, and we are happy and very honored. The inauguration of Instinct 3.0 was done by Honorable Minister of Power, Shri R.K. Singh. And with that positive note, we are moving ahead. Today's session was planned to share, all the problem statements in detail, whatever questions, whatever doubts which you have pertaining to all the problem statements. Please go ahead and ask them. We'll try and ensure that we solve and address all your queries today. And if not, there'll be a period of time through which you can, of course, get in touch with us, and our mentors are there to help and support. So without wasting further time, let's start with IntelliSmart. Let me just quickly give you a brief about our organization. So we are a joint venture of EESL and NIAF, and we established with the core purpose of becoming the most preferred digital partner of utilities. And we are built on the core values of integrity, respect, innovation, and sustainability. So innovation is at the core of everything we do, and we are a digital solution provider, and we are here to create a difference in the power distribution sector with the digital intervention. And along with that, we are working very closely with all the big partners of the sector. And we are the only AMISP in the sector who has achieved CMMI SVC 2.0 ML3 certification. And not only that, we have also working closely with CII to drive the first industry core group on smart metering, so that whatever challenges the smart metering sector is facing, we can along with that core group can discuss and take it at the right forum. Now, moving ahead and talking about Instinct 3.0, just want to give you a quick background that in last two edition we have reached out to over 2,400 students, over 900 colleges, and 81 startups, and we have received great response in last two editions. And with 3.0, we further going ahead and going to solve some of the critical challenges of the power distribution sector. This year, our prize money has gone above, and the total prize money is 10 lakh. And we would like to acknowledge not only the winner and runner-up, we're also going to appreciate out-of-the-box ideas. So for that also we have kept a specific prize money. And now we're moving forward and going to introduce our mentors, because that's the session is all about. So Aviraj, I would request to just display all our mentors' names and designation here, and let me introduce one by one to all our mentors. So to start with, we have Mr. Gautam Kumar. He is the CTO of IntelliSmart and he's an industry veteran. We have Gurinder Singh. He is CEO IntelliSmart. We have Mr. Alok Kumar. He is the VP and head SEM. We also have Saahas, VP and Head Bidding Team, IntelliSmart. Navneet Tripathi is the DGM IT team. And we also have S. Varun, who also from IT team, and his designation is AGM. And now we're moving towards the challenges of the the three problem statements which we have for this Instinct 3.0. And the way we want to go ahead is that we'll talk about and discuss the first problem statement in detail. If you guys have any query, any question pertaining to first problem statement, please go ahead and ask them. We'll try and address them, and then we'll move on to the other problem statement. So Abhiraj, if you can just display the first problem statement in detail. So the first problem statement talks about use electricity smart meter as a hub for multiple appliances meters. If I talk about in detail, it is suggesting and requesting you all to demonstrate a solution in which the electricity smart meter, host or gateway for connecting and managing home appliances and residential EV chargers and has the footprint to connect other utility meters like gas, water, etc. This solution should be demonstrated with a minimum of 3 use cases. And now I would request our CTO, Mr. Gautam Kumar, to explain, this problem statement in detail and, share with our participant what exactly, we're looking forward, in terms of solution for this challenge.
So we are moving quite ahead on the national smart meeting program and reaching to that further government mandate. In next 4 5 years, there are 25 crore meters are going to be changed. So and with the smart meters, basically we would be going inside the homes of the people. So now looking and with the smart meters, we have two-way communication, which is available. We are looking into another part. There are multiple meters at home. Gas is there, water is there, and certainly there are some devices which can be controlled. So as we are now moving on to the smart meters and deploying them, it is necessary that we should think of putting up a footprint inside the meter, which can connect these devices later on when we progress, because these devices are going to be there for next 10 years in the at least minimum 10 years till we do a next technology refresh. So this technology refresh is happening, and that's where we are looking how can we make a next 2 3 years timeline and a roadmap and keep the footprint now at least on the technology side, on the hardware side, so that we can use. And that's where we are innovating the idea how we can make it as a hub which we can connect with other home appliances and the other meters into that. That's what the challenge is for.
So Abhiraj, maybe you can request participants to share their questions pertaining to the first problem statement.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody who's attending this particular session, feel free to put in your questions in the chat available on YouTube and LinkedIn. So kindly put forward your questions, and our mentors will be more than happy to answer those. I think we have some questions as well, so let's present them on screen. Yeah.
So the question, yeah, sorry, Abhiraj, please go ahead.
Okay. So what specific technologies or protocols should we use to connect appliances to the smart meter hub? For example, should we use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, or some other technology? This is the question from D.
So the answer to this is that you can use anything, but only one thing which we need to keep in mind, that the technology obsolescence, right, and openness of the technology need to be looked into before you do anything. So the proposal should be based on looking into the roadmap the technology obsolescence can be protected and the risk will be taken up for the next 10 years, basically. So whatever we choose, we choose with the vision that technology obsolescence should not be at risk. The adoption of the technology should not be at risk. So there are many things which are coming in. And second point which we need to also consider is that once we are choosing any protocol, we need to be very, very sure that that protocol should be supporting the security part and in the same time the load, actually, the payloads which the metering and the devices will bring along with the performance.
Okay, thank you for answering this question, sir. Adi, I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Can we have the next question, please? So the next question is from Rainy Verma. So the question is, how can we ensure the smart meter hub is secure and protected against hacking or unauthorized access? What encryption methods or security protocols should we use?
So there are multiple ways to handle for the physical security. When the physical security is concerned, it is inside in the smart meter, there is an already specified slot, which is a syllable slot and it's a part of the meter. So the hub goes into that. There is an already a specification which is there in the standard bidding document of REC, the Rural Electrification, who has issued an SBD, the standard bidding document, where the slots have been defined, all the slots will be there. So that's the one part. Second, when you come to the security on the protocols and the security, the way it could, you are looking into the encryption, right? So encryption could be symmetric cryptography you can use, or you can AES 128 or 258 would be the right way to encrypt the data. And further to that, we can use certificate-based PKI or other things for the security clear.
Aviraj, before you move on, let me just ask other mentors also, in case if you want to add anything to the answer which Gautam sir is sharing, please feel free to add. Yeah, Aviraj.
Yes, so please, if anybody else wants to add anything, please feel free to do so. Or shall we move ahead?
It's fine. We can move to the next question, Aviraj.
So the next question is from Rachi. Are there any regulations or standards that we need to comply with for the smart home or energy management system? For example, there are any privacy laws or energy efficiency standards that we need to know?
So, as this is a challenge, right? Regulatory points are not that important at this moment. Only one thing which we need to see is the data privacy. Right? The privacy laws are already there in the country. It's an open. And the latest one on the IT data privacy, which has been latest actually last 2-3 months back,
Right.
Privacy Act has been published. At this moment, we should be not limiting ourselves, but yes, keep this in mind. Data privacy is an important part, and that we need to protect. But we should not be constrained at this moment in thought. So, because it's a challenge, so let's think unconstrained.
Yeah, but at the same time, the laws which are there,
Yeah.
law of the land has to be
Law of
followed.
land.
That needs to be taken into account.
Right.
I think only communication protocols are important
Yes.
as far as the data communication is concerned. Rest are based on the general standards of energy efficiency.
All right, Aviraj, we can move to the next question.
Absolutely. Thank you for answering that one. Rachi, I hope that answers your question. Yeah. And the next question we have is from Sachi Sabhya. How can we ensure that the system is scalable and can support multiple homes and appliances without becoming too complex or difficult to manage?
Certainly, we need to keep this in mind. Typically, we should look into what would be the limit, right? There are other 2 facilities in home, 2 or 3, and every load is not that to be managed. So one point of stability is how we can extend, first of all, the basic one, which is 4 to 5, I think, device meters, 3 meters, basically on gas, meter additional and water meter, and third would be an EV, that is outside, and fourth subject would be few of the devices or an internal next hub which is inside the house. So that's what I think we should be looking at this point. And in terms of the backend scalability or the access point scalability, certainly today it's need to be horizontally scalable.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for answering that one. So, I believe we don't have any particular questions further for this challenge. So, shall we move ahead to the next one?
Yeah,
And
we can.
Perfect.
Yeah, can you display the second challenge? So second challenge is about perform risk analysis of smart meters. And the requirement is in the power distribution system infrastructure, there are multiple factors, electrical and environmental, which disturb the optimum operation conditions of the meter, which causes its failure before it meets the shelf life. Now, team needs to suggest a reliable design improvement or solution for enhancing, protecting the electricity smart meters, typically to withstand the multiple surges up to 10 kV in an operating environment. So this is the problem second, and Aviraj, we can have questions pertaining to this challenge.
So this is the question from Kanak Singh regarding the problem statement number 2. So what are the specific type of surge that a smart meter is more likely to encounter in an operating environment? Gautam sir, if anybody would like to take this up.
Usually the surges are, see, as per standard, it is should not go beyond 4 kV. And typically when we look into the surges, means switching surges. There are multiple types of surges are there. So if we look into the switching surges, which are important and should die down in a particular time, a standard defines that. But unfortunately, due to the system, our system is not that robust or the design wise or the maintenance wise. So sometimes the surges do not die in a specific 50 millisecond or whatever time we have given. So that when we look at, so almost to the standard, we are looking to 2.5 times of the standard basically. The standard normally says 4 kV and how much is the surge? There is a time for the surge to die out. And that's not happening. We can follow some of the standards in military, which defines that. And typically, the 13779 is still there. Yes, so 13779, the IS is there, which defines we can always help the people who are working on that, what the standard says. And we'll give you the specific numbers. And we are looking with our experience that 2.5 times of that, I think, is happening on the ground in reality. So the device has to live with that.
The problems are only switching surges. Apart from that, any other surge that we are looking to?
Basically, it's a environmental lightning surges are there, and it's a kind of switching surges only. So mostly because meter is connected to the live load, and when surge appears in the environment, it actually provide a path to enter into the meter. So meter should be quite well designed to protect against those lightning surges.
Any device, when we are looking into any device, yes, sir, has to be designed because it's the first point inside the house. So any device has to be designed such that and the power surges, the transient surges, these sort of surges basically, which are common in our system. So that's what we need to look at.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insight, sir. And I hope that answers your question. Yeah. I believe we have another one from Kanak Singh itself. Shall we continue?
Yeah, please continue.
So the next question is, are there any particular voltage levels or frequency ranges that we need to be especially concerned about?
Power surges are basically within the band of the requirement when we look into. Our supply is basically 240 volts, 50 hertz. So that's what is our power supply conditions. Frequency, certainly, of the surge frequencies have been already been, we have to study out and find out what would be the different frequencies of these surges, these transient surges. So based on those, need to be protected.
Thank you for answering that one. Let me see if we have any other questions. Yeah, we do. So the next question is from Shikhar Rajput. The question is, how can we ensure the smart meter is properly grounded and shielded from the electromagnetic interference, EMI?
That's what the whole challenge
Challenge
is. To act the best. To act just how we can do something beyond whatever has been specified. There is already a specification that is the BIS marking against these things, but that's not sufficient. That's why we have to come some innovative ideas, how we can make it more robust without too much expenses. Otherwise, it will become too expensive.
Absolutely.
So, some novel ideas, how we can save ourselves.
You have to understand that why this challenge is coming. This challenge is coming because there is a kind of infrastructure issue at various power distribution discoms level, and there the challenge is coming. From there, the challenge is coming that it's actually with that kind of infrastructure, we are not able to kind of arrest those surges and not able to control the different things that are happening, burning, particularly burning of meters. And that is why the challenge is.
Thank you, sir, for throwing some light on that one. Thank you. Excuse me. So the next question is again from Shikhar Rajput. It's are there any best practices or guidelines we should follow to ensure that the grounding and shielding are effective?
There are many documents, many write-ups on that. Can do some study on that part. And the Indian power supply condition also has some guidelines on that.
Right.
If we look into the supply condition, we will have to get the guidelines for this.
So some proper research would be useful for that.
But a question you will
Guideline उनको दो ना, guideline थोड़ी बनाना है.
Because the guidelines are there already, right? And actually, with those guidelines, even with those guidelines, the grounding and shielding are actually not effective enough, and that is why we are looking for a effective solution at smart meter. And that's why we are talking about the smart meter risk analysis. So that needs to be understood. Because those guidelines are not enough to protect. Though guidelines are there, not guidelines per se, but they are implementation.
Even if the
Guidelines
guidelines are there, the
are
implementation
there,
is
so how
not
to
there.
implement and make it more effective, that is the
The
challenge.
guidelines are there, the implementation of these guidelines are not there. So now what are the effective ways to have these guidelines implemented at the ground?
So is there any specific place where these students can actually go and read those guidelines? As in,
Indian Electricity Act.
Yeah, yeah.
great.
The supply condition is written there.
Yeah.
What would be the supply condition? And
So
there are something more on the rural electricity REC portal. You can go. REC defines standard. There are a lot of documents online. Third would be the Central Electricity Authority. On their website, also the rules are, some of the guidelines are available.
So CEA, Electricity Act and REC portals are some of the right places to look for these guidelines. And from there on, you can start your work.
You can also look into the CPRI.
Right. So Shikhar and all the participants who want to know more about the guidelines and any such questions can go over there and do your due diligence. So moving on to the next part. The next question is from Gagan Jadua. So it goes like, how can we build redundancy and backup systems to ensure that the smart meter remains operational in the event of failure or disruption? Would like to take this up? Yeah, please go ahead.
Still we are asking. Right. This is a question which is we are asking how we can make the system as robust. The device cannot be too there. device is going to be one. So we are looking into how we are going to make this device more robust.
Right.
And some of the thing, if you are looking into the redundancy part, we would be suggesting that suggest a way out how the data and other parts could be retrieved in case the meter fails.
Right.
Some backup system is already there.
Yeah.
That needs to.
Okay, so we have another one from Gagan. He says, what are the types of backup power supplies should we consider and how should they be integrated into the design? I think it again goes like the problem statement itself. So the implementation part is yet to be done. Is my understanding correct on this one?
Yes.
Yes, this is again related to the problem statement. You rightly said, because how can you protect your meter, or how can you build up your power supply such that it can be withstand against those abnormal conditions.
Right. So this is what we need to figure out in this particular challenge. So do we have any other questions from this round? I don't think we have. So let's move on to the next challenge. So here's the challenge 3. Rahul, over to you.
So challenge 3 talks about building a community energy trading platform where we're asking to design a prototype or an energy exchange aggregation platform at a peer-to-peer level that allows prosumers and consumers to contribute or sell energy at an individual level. The platform should be prototyped using smart meters for data collection, renewable generation usage monitoring devices, and settlement using blockchain. So, Gautam sir, over to you.
This I believe is the most understandable thing from most of the. I think. Any question there? I hope people have understood this. It's an aggregation platform which we are trying to. It may not be is a proto only. So we can think of is the most on the conceptual point of view, not a scalability we are looking into, but you can suggest how this could be used and a small proto should be built. If you need any help or cloud or something, we can provide. But first of all, the whole point is that the concept has to be thought of. If I have a rooftop on I can sell to my neighbor. And this should happen as a part of the exchange should happen through blockchain. The security part and the exchange should happen through blockchain. I think that today's world, everybody are very well aware of what an aggregation platform and how the blockchain works.
Right. So I believe we do have a couple of questions for this one, right? So the first one is from Alucard Legend. So the question goes like, what are the regulatory or legal considerations involved in developing a peer-to-peer energy trading platform?
So it's an evolving, emerging area. There is no legal other parts which has been in. It will come in some time. Today, when you look into, there is only one, which is an open access point, which is for the 100 kilowatt green energy. Other part, there is no such regulation. Only today, it is a net metering. You can exchange whatever you generate on your rooftop or other with the discount money, the netting bit. It's the only thing which is there. It's a concept. First, once it will be there, regulations will certainly come in time.
And anyway, we are looking at a prototype only.
It's a proto only. It's nothing to do.
It is just a miniature of what IEX is, typically. It's an exchange center of trade.
At least
trading,
trading post, I have
trading
something available with me.
Yes.
Somebody will go and buy
Yes.
somebody, and when they are buying, they can exchange the money also.
Correct.
But today there is no such regulation available. But yes, it's an idea. You will bring it, then the regulation will also certainly come.
Perfect.
Great.
So
Avinash, go to the next question. Yeah.
So we have another question. Yeah. Are there any specific requirements or guidelines that we need to follow in order to ensure compliance with local laws and regulations? I believe that is almost a similar question.
Again, same question.
It's the same question. Yes.
We can move on to the next one. Yeah, this question is from Himanshu Bala. So the question goes like, how can we encourage widespread adoption and participation in the energy trading platform? And what kind of incentives or reward can we offer to the consumer to encourage them to contribute and sell energy?
So this is what you have to answer him also. That is why we are looking for a solution from you.
This is basically the methodology of what we are looking for trading platform, and how the adoption is going to be done. What are the ways and means to be done, and how incentivize and rewards are there for the consumers to avail these kind of trading platforms.
Or anything that you wish to.
I don't think it's what you and GB sir has alluded to there. And the reward certainly, if you are doing something, it's going west, the reward is you are selling it off and getting something in back in return. So that's what will be the reward. But I believe that please don't think any constraint on that side. Just think of it. It's an idea, right? And that's why it's a challenge. Bring out something, and when the things can mature, it will become a real solution. And that's where the challenge is. If the real solutions are already there, nobody would have given this challenge.
And just to add, I guess the first reward is that you'll be using clean energy. You will be contributing to, RPM's,
It's towards net,
net
zero.
zero.
It's towards
And
net zero.
number two, when you are, producing it, you're using clean energy. You can sell clean energy, and at the same time, if somebody is buying, you'll be earning more money. So these are the rewards. And if you have a good solution, then of course you can, anyways, going to increase the adoption.
The coming generation will harvest it.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for taking this up. So the next question is from Saurav Kumar. It goes like, what steps should we take to ensure seamless integration of the platform with current energy infrastructure and protocols? And what are the technical challenges and compatibility issues that need to be addressed?
In first, I could say think and constraint, right? And bring your ideas. It's an ideation. So there is no limitation. Please think and suggest something which is innovative. There is no definite rule for this.
Yes. So the participants shouldn't restrict themselves about thinking that this wouldn't be possible, this would be, and just come up with a brilliant idea so that we can make them actually possible eventually. Yeah. So the next question is from Himanshu Bala again. I just want to know if there are any limitations or any list of rewards that we can offer to the consumer, or we can imagine anything like NFT cash as a reward. I think we've already gone through this one. So we can move on to the next one. So I don't think we have any other questions. Wrap it up for challenge number 3 as well.
अच्छा, मैं मतलब लोगों को समझ में आ जाता question है.
Any question pertaining to instinct or price or anything related to participation?
We do have another question. We have invented plant-based battery system which can power emergency LED lights. Are we eligible to participate in it?
I don't think you can. They can map out with these 3 solutions, right? And, I do not see in this it fits directly.
Right. Makes sense.
If they can address those challenges there, that's okay, but not with this solution. I don't know how these solutions will work with this. So,
Right.
So if the existing, as in whatever the solution which they have, if they can use, in the 3 challenges which we have, we are, open to have. And,
they can pull in
listen to
their
the
learning from those and then can
Right.
try and address somewhere, maybe on the challenge number 2. Because that's also talk about
And
reliability.
if we are looking, if I can give a suggestion, if they are looking into the last solution, which we are saying the trading platform, right? You can store and spread. Mostly solar, we don't have any storage. If you have something which is very green storage, batteries are not a lithium, are not lithium battery or other lead acid batteries are not a real good source of storage actually. So if you are something which you have invented, use that as storage, make a solution based on that, and sell it up on that platform. Right. Store the energy and sell the energy on that.
I hope, Abhishek, that answers your question. We can move on to the next question, Abhiraj, if we have.
Yeah. Let me just have a look if we have any other questions. I don't think we do. So yeah, so that concludes challenge number 3 as well. So Rahul, would you like me to drive them through how they can register for this particular event, and we can take the conversation from there?
Yeah, you can quickly take them through, and then maybe we can wrap up the session with that.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So let me just share that particular part. Yes. So as soon as you land on the website, you can click on register now. And when you do that, because I've already done that.
Abhiraj, we can't see your screen.
Oh, my bad. Just a minute. I think it was some technical glitch. Yes. Perfect. So as soon as you land on IntelliSmart's website, you can click on register now. And since I've already registered, this is the dashboard you'll see after you register for this particular event. So from this dashboard, you can have a look at what are the guidelines you need to pertain to as far as your submission of your PPT is concerned. You can manage your team. You can add various people.
Abhiraj, I'm sorry to interject. I guess there is little lag. Yeah, so now we can see the form.
Perfect.
Right. Please go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, is the screen visible now perfectly?
It is. It is.
Perfect. So yeah, from this particular dashboard, this will be visible once you register for Instinct. And from here, you can read through the various guidelines we have for you. And you can download the PPT in which the sample format is given, in which you need to submit your idea accordingly. You can also manage your team. Let's say on team management, you can create a new team. You can add participants and add any members from your team, and you can choose basically what problem statement you need to solve. So when you click on submission, which is pending obviously on my end, so there are a certain set of questions that you need to adhere to, and these are the questions that you need to answer before you can submit it. So you select your problem statement, choose the question, and you need to upload your idea in the form of the PPT, which you can download from there in the form of a PDF. So once you do that, your ideas will be submitted. And another thing, you'll be also getting notified about any webinars or any particular sessions we'll be conducting. We'll also be having an AMS session very soon, so you'll get the notification from over here, and you can also join the discussion zone, which is indeed a WhatsApp group, where you can also get all the latest updates about what is going on with Instinct 3.0. And along with that, we also have a resources section where you can go through these particular documents, which will help you to formulate your ideas even better. So looking forward to your participation, team, and thank you for joining.
So, Abhiraj, before we wrap up this session, just want to inform all the participants that the registration for participation is closing on 23rd April. So, all the participants, please submit your ideas by 23rd April. Post that, we'll freeze the participation and then we'll start shortlisting our final teams.
Right.
And on behalf of IntelliSmart, we would like to thank all the participants who have joined. And we look forward to great participation and great ideas. And I would also like to thank all our mentors who have joined here. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks a lot, Abhiraj. And thanks a lot, Hack Skill team, for your support. Look forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Leave.